Myra, what kind of cooking do you think this is? I just came into the kitchen and there's a giant pot on the stove filled with what? That happens to be my curry that I made for dinner tonight. I'm sorry, but I knew I was going to be late coming home from work today, so I made that before going to have reheated on the stove when you wanted to eat some. Allow me to ask you one more time. What is this cooking you've made? I have no clue what this brown slop is in this pot on the stove. What? I just told you that it's the coconut curry that I made for dinner tonight. I'm sure that the smell could have given that away. Well, look, the kind of curries that I love to eat are nothing like this slop you've left here. I happen to always go to this old Thai restaurant back in the day, and the coconut curry they had there was amazing. I had assumed walking into the kitchen today that the smell meant you had made something really good for me to eat, comparable to what they had, but I was very wrong. I see. Well, when you compare mine to the real deal you must have had back at that restaurant, I suppose it would be much better than mine. But let me say, I tried my best to make my curry just as delicious as the rest of my cooking. Kane is always letting me know how much he loves it when I cook that curry. How much longer are you planning to use Kane's kindness towards you as a way of making excuses? I'm going to tell you the truth right now about this stuff. You are not good enough to be a proper wife. And that's because, from what I've been able to see, you can't do jack. You can't clean, you can't cook, you can't do laundry. I'm sorry about that. I've really been trying my best in the house and always thought that I was doing a good job with it all. What am I going to do with you if you have no idea how to cook delicious food for others to eat? I want you to come home right now and make me something else that's much better than this so-called curry. I'm sorry, but I'm currently still at work now and can't take the rest of the day off to come home. It'll be another 2 hours or so before I'm back home, so could you please wait until then? You think I can wait? You get back to this house right now! Are you listening to me? I'm going to start wrecking your room right now, and we'll continue to make it worse until you come through that door and start taking me seriously. What? No, hold on a moment, please. There's a lot of things in my room that I need for work and have organized very well for the purpose of my job. I'm not worried about that low-level job you're working right now, so get over it. Now, if you don't want me ruining things in here, you come home right now. Understood? I cannot come home right now. I told you already that I only have a few hours left and I won't be able to leave. Can you please just refrain from doing whatever you plan to do in my room? Or, at the very least, please do not touch anything that's on my desk or in the drawers. All of those things there are very important for work, so I can't have them being destroyed and scattered. So you have all your most important things in your desk drawers? Don't worry, though. I'm not planning on turning your whole room into the aftermath of a tornado, all right? I just want to give you some things that you'll have to clean up before going to sleep tonight is all. Things for me to clean up? Please don't do anything completely unnecessary, all right? I've already had a long day at work. I can come home and cook you something after work, but I don't want for there to be a mess waiting for me to clean it up as well. Now you should be looking forward to what'll be waiting for you if you don't come home right now. I really hope that you don't do anything to my room before I come home. Cynthia, why would you do something like this? My room is a total disaster now after you came into it. I can't even find half of my things now. Huh? I was being so nice to you by giving you some chores to do by having to clean it up a little. Why are you acting like you're not grateful for any of it now? And about your room, the interior is just awful. So I thought my rearranging of your furniture would help the place look more modern and flashy. Why did you do all of this to my desk and chair? I can't even get my office chair to the desk now with what you've done. I don't get why you're saying my room looks awful when you've only gone and made it look worse. What is all of this about? Seriously, Cynthia? What's wrong? Oh, I did all of that to make the room look perfect in my image and to give you something to do. Well, if you don't like what I've done, then go ahead and clean it all up and fix things. I won't be offended by that. So this was always your plan then? It probably didn't even matter if I was coming home when you asked me or not. The outcome would have been the same either way. You've always been doing this to me lately as well. Causing more trouble for me so that I have more things to clean up and redo? Well, fine. I'll do whatever you want me to do for you, as long as you stop all of this. Before you get to cleaning, can you make me my dinner? It's your job as my son's wife to get dinner taken care of before anything else, right? What? But you've already gone ahead and eaten all of the coconut curry I've made, right? And I told you before that what you made was not coconut curry in the slightest and should be called something else. I want you to make me something delicious right now. All right? I understand. Hey, I finally finished making you something to eat and you've gone and thrown it out? Why? Well, that's because I'm full now. I had finished off that disgusting coconut curry for you, so I'm not feeling all too hungry. Cynthia, what the heck is wrong with you? Why are you picking on me even more than usual today? I never thought of any of this as me picking on you. I'm just doing my best to teach you how to become a proper wife for both my son and myself. If you're going to continue acting like this towards me or even get worse, then... What? Are you trying to say that you'd want to take me to court or something over this? Go right ahead, Myra. Try your best at suing me for what's happening here. But my stomach just happens to hurt after eating your curry, and I didn't want to eat what you just made. So I did what was best and threw it away. And while you were at work, I was just trying my best to redo the interior of your room for you, as well as that you clean up the rest. Tell me what I've done wrong today because of those things, You're being a real jerk. And on top of that, I happen to be the leader of the city council, and that means I have some influence in this town. If you even dare to try to complain about any of this to anyone, I think they'd all believe what I have to say over you. Then I could start spreading bad rumors about you, and it would be the end of your life in this town. Now I get it. For a little while now, I've felt as though some people in this town have been giving me the stink eye or the cold shoulder. And that might have to do with some of the things I've said about you so far. That's right. Tomorrow evening, I'd like you to go around town and hand out these notices I'll have prepared for you. You want me handing them out? Okay. And I want you handing them out to people in person. Don't just be sticking them into their mailboxes or leaving them on their porches. I want them to be aware of the notice right away. This is my one and only rule for you, so you'd better follow it. I need to keep a good image inside the heads of everyone in this part of town. I feel like this isn't going to go so well for me. Like, they'll all be giving me the stink eye again. Now, I can't wait to hear back from you on how it goes. I'll make sure to leave the notices on the counter or something for you.
Hey, Myra. I have some great news. I'm gonna be finishing up work sooner than expected, so I should be back in town from this business trip tomorrow.
What? Really?
Yeah! I grabbed the first plane out of the airport tomorrow morning, so I should be home around noon. I'm gonna buy you a few souvenirs and things from here, so look forward to them.
Thank God, seriously.
Huh? What's been going on with you?
For the past 2 weeks while you've been out of the state, it has been a living hell for me. Your mom has been harassing me this whole time, and I really can't take it anymore.
What? Are you kidding me? Why would my mom be doing that to you?
I don't think your mom has liked me at all this whole time. And, well, when you were finally away from the house long enough, she started to harass me. I had no idea what to do about her this whole time, besides just bearing it all.
There has to be a reason behind why she hasn't been fond of you this whole time. She has always been a wonderful woman as my mother, and I could never see her doing something as bad as you're saying. And it's not just me, but the whole town that could never see her behaving that way. She is the leader of the city council after all, and has been for a while now. People trust her. Myra, perhaps you've done something really bad recently that my mom did not like at all and has been trying to make clear to you?
I don't remember doing anything out of the ordinary around her that I wasn't already doing when you were around. It was the moment you left out the door to the house for that business trip that she started all of this. I've been putting in even more work, if anything, to make sure she's been okay at home, so I'm not sure what happened.
Well, if you haven't noticed anything, then that might mean it was something small enough that only my mom would be able to notice. When I'm back home, I'll have a talk with my mom about this, alright?
Please? But seriously, I haven't done anything wrong to her in any way, I promise.
And I'm sure you didn't do anything to her, but there has to be some kind of reasoning behind her behavior. I'll have a light conversation with her about it. So for the time being, can you try and act as careful as possible about everything?
Sure, but...
Ah, that's right. I want to surprise her when I come home early. So can you please make sure to keep me coming home early from my trip a secret from her? There should still be some party poppers in the storage room.
Do you want me to go looking for them?
No, it's already dark outside, so I don't need you going there. I'll go and grab them tomorrow before coming home. Now, before I come home, can you make up something really amazing to eat? Or even order something from the store that you can bring home for all of us. I think I'll be home around 2 p.m. tomorrow, so you can have something made for then.
All right. Just make sure that you handle your mom when you're back, please.
I'll deal with her. I'll make sure she listens to everything I say to her as well. I really hope there's no complicated reason for her acting this way towards you, and that it was all a small misunderstanding. I mean, she would never behave like that towards anyone.
I see you still think I'm responsible then. I get it. Myra, how are you doing right now? Huh? What do you mean? Oh, so you're still trying to be all tough about things then, I'm sure you want to start freaking out right about now over what's happened. Well, I'll let you in on what's really going on here. Are you feeling comfortable right about now? Comfortable? Well, I suppose you could say that I'm not all too comfortable right now. You could say that I'm feeling a little bit worked up right about now, but that's all. I'm sure things are far worse than you being a little bit worked up right now, right? Today is one of the hottest days of the year, so I'm sure it's tough on you right now. Well, coming here, it was a little bit muggy outside and all, but now that I'm in here, the AC is keeping things cooled off. I guess this is why I hate the summer. Everywhere you go, the AC is cranked up, making things almost too cold. AC? Are you sure that you haven't started to have symptoms of heat stroke now and are beginning to imagine things? But you sweating your butt off right now is totally fine because you've been needing that detox to get all that impure garbage out of your system. A detox? What are you talking about right now, Cynthia? I'm not following you. You're still trying to act tough in front of me? Oh, I want to know how it feels to be shut inside that shed on one of the hottest days of the year. It's been close to an hour now, and I'm thinking you're pretty close to passing out right about now. Right now? I happen to be in town buying some things for later today, so... Huh? What do you mean you shut me inside the shed? Are you sure you're talking to the right person right now? And let's take a few steps back here, Cynthia. Are you telling me that you were trying to do something like that to me? Wait, huh? There's no way you're out shopping for anything right now. When I went outside to the storage shed, there was someone in there. And it's only been you and I at home today, so there shouldn't be anyone besides you in that shed right now. Ah, we were thinking up this huge surprise for you today, so I had no plans of telling you about what's been going on. Just an hour or so ago, Kane came back from his business trip.
What?
So I'm going to assume the person that was at the shed who you saw was him. Wait, then that would mean...
Oh, shoot. This is not good.
Cynthia, how is Kane doing right now?
Well, it doesn't seem that he's going to die from this. They said he's going to spend the rest of the night in the hospital today so that the doctors can watch him, and if everything's all right, he can leave tomorrow.
I see. That's great to hear.
But they are telling me that it was probably close to 105 degrees in that shed while he was trapped in there. This is all your fault. It's all because of you that my son had to be put into this state.
Excuse me? Why the hell is any of this my fault?
You never told me that my son would come home today, and that's why things ended up like this. My poor baby boy. I'm so sorry, Kane.
Kane was the one who planned out the whole surprise he had for you. And before we even get to something like that, let's talk about how you had planned for me to be the one locked in that shed the whole time. Are you trying to tell me you would have rather had me be the one to suffer serious heat stroke?
That's not it. I didn't lock the shed like that on purpose. I didn't think there was anyone in there, so I went and closed the door and locked it.
Cynthia, I am not going to sit here and believe that BS from you now. Do you remember all the things you were saying to me just hours ago? You were acting all happy about how you had me locked in there in this heat.
Well, but that was...
You just happened to lock your son in there instead of me. And that was because you thought he was still on that trip and that I was the only person that could have possibly been in the shed. You could be charged with inflicting bodily harm on Kane. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't do any of that on purpose.
Cynthia, your time of harassing me without any sort of consequences is over. And now you're going to have to deal with what comes next. I am tired of the way you've been behaving, and I'm going to do something about you.
Shut up! I don't want you to ever text me again. I want to focus on my son right now, and you're getting in the way of that, all right?
Sure. Understood, Cynthia. I'm sure that's all you want now, right?
Kane, are you doing all right now? I'm so sorry for doing something like that to you. I'm sure it was boiling hot in that shed, right?
Huh? What are you going on about, Mom?
Well, look, Kane, I didn't think that you were in the shed when I closed it up and locked it. I'm so sorry about that. I'm sure you never wanted to experience something like that.
The moment the door shut, I went right up to it and started to bang on it, right? So what the hell is up with you not coming back to the door and opening it up for me?
I didn't notice you banging on it. The moment I locked the door, I was off to go do other things, I promise.
You're telling me you walked away from the shed right after you locked the door to it? Then that means you left the house and went out, right? If you were in the house, you would have been able to hear all that banging and my yelling.
Right. I left the house the moment I closed the door to the shed. I went out to go grocery shopping.
So you weren't home then? Are you sure that's what you want to go with? You're not lying to me about anything right now, are you?
Listen, Kane, why are you acting like that? You're a lot different than your regular self right now. I'm getting a little scared.
Maybe it has something to do with being locked in the shed for an hour when it was the hottest day of the year. I'm not going to be acting all normal for a while now, I'm sure.
I really do feel sorry for what happened yesterday. I'm sorry, Kane.
Mom, have you taken a look at the recent notice that's been going around? My company is featured in it after all.
Huh? I've taken a look at it. Was your company featured in it?
I see. So you have at least seen it then. Well, according to Mr. Graves next door, he told me he was handing those notices out around 1 p.m. yesterday.
Huh?
So when thinking about 1 p.m. in the afternoon, that happens to be about 30 minutes after I was locked in the shed. So can you tell me who was able to get that paper from him while he was going around?
Well, about that, I found the notice placed on the front doorstep.
Even though the rule is to only hand off the notice to the resident when they are there to answer the door? You were the one that made that rule for the town after all, right?
Ah, well, yes, I made that rule.
Mom, you had planned to lock Myra in the shed instead of me, right? I have the whole conversation you had with Myra saved in my phone from yesterday, and I have Mr. Graves as a witness. At this point, there's no way for you to talk your way out of this one.
And what are you going to do about it? Are you trying to tell me you're not going to be on my side this time? This was all done because she did something wrong, okay? She took my cane from me.
And you think that was a good enough reason for you to lock her in the shed on the hottest day of the year to pass out and possibly die? And one other thing. You were totally alright with me getting married to her. I don't care if you have complaints about it now. It's too late for you to do anything about it.
But I was the woman that raised you all by myself, right? So why are you trying to put more of your time into her when you should be focusing on me?
What are you talking about, Mom? She's my wife. I have every right to make her my number one, because she's the one I love the most. But what does it matter now? I'm cutting ties to you because of this.
Huh?
I want you out of the house right now. Understood?
Wait a second, Kane. I didn't mean to lock you in that shed like that, okay? It was a complete accident. I get that I was home to take the notice from Mr. Graves, but at that time I had the music playing and couldn't hear anything.
Is that right? Well, if you have any other good excuses come to mind, make sure to bring them up when you're in court.
Court? What the hell are you talking about? Hey, you have to be joking right now. There's no way you take your actual mother to court over this.
I'm finished talking with you, Mom. Bye now.
Wait! Hey, what's going on here? You really think that the both of you can take me to court over this and sue me?
Yep. I'm assuming you heard about that from Kane then.
Tell me right now what the hell you think you're doing. What kind of law did I break here? What crime did I commit? I never meant to lock anyone in that shed the other day, all right? So there's no way in hell you're going to be able to sue me when it was an accident.
No, we actually have a lot of solid evidence as to why we're suing you now. Since I have your attention now, I placed a camera in my room to record everything going on there.
You placed a camera in your room?
Yep. I wanted to make sure I had video evidence proving that you were the one doing whatever you had been up to in my room.
I see. But the only thing I ever did in your room was clean a little and a little bit of rearranging. If you think something like that is a crime, then go ahead and sue me.
No. Cynthia, you happened to steal something out of my room, right?
What? Ugh!
It was the cash that I had placed behind my desk in a little cubby. That was the money I was saving for myself for the longest time now, and you stole it from me.
No, you stop it right there. I never meant to steal that from you or anything. Is this...
Is this what?
That day, you told me not to move your desk or touch anything on it, right?
I sure did, didn't I? I told you that everything on that desk and in the drawers was for my job and very important to me.
You were the one that incited me going and looking all around that desk then. You put that money there and that camera in your room all so you could catch me in the act. What kind of monster are you, the devil? That's not going to be evidence to the court when I'm done talking.
Well, you can think whatever you want to about how the court case will go, but the fact that you stole my money is what's punishable here. Go ahead and complain all you want now, but I don't care.
I am not going to allow this to happen. Your days of setting me up are over. I see. So that was the reason you left your room looking awful the other day.
What are you talking about now, Cynthia? I never did anything to my room that would have led you in there to tear it up. The only thing that's a fact right now is that you went into my room, made a mess, and stole my money. And I even have evidence of that, as the camera got a good view of everything going on, all in high definition.
You are a pile of crap. Not only did you steal my son from me, but now you've gone and set up a plan to get rid of me?
I don't ever remember stealing Kane from you. Perhaps this has something to do with you being too attached to him and not being able to let go.
I mean, he's far too old now to still be a mama's boy to you, and as far as I'm aware, you are far too old now to be acting in such an embarrassing way. The way you've set all of this up, I finally realized the true monster you really are, Myra. I never realized how much of a rotten witch you really are. I don't want to be called that by someone far worse off. And now that I have you here, I wanted to tell you that I did as you said and took the notice you had made up around everyone. Huh? And I made sure, as a little gift to everyone, to print out all the screenshots I took of our conversation and staple it on. And now everyone around town will be aware of what happened between you and I.
Myra, I'm so freaking sorry. I never really believed anything you were telling me about my mom. And for a while, I was really thinking that my mom was totally fine and not doing anything to you.
To be honest, that really pissed me off. I was trying to think in my head of ways to get back at you for not believing me, but I suppose an hour-long wait in that really hot sauna seemed to do just the trick into getting you to believe me. So I guess I'll forgive you now.
Okay. Thank you, Myra. That was a real eye-opening experience for me. But really, I'm so sorry about all of this. I never thought that my mom could be the kind of person to sink so low to you.
And from your point of view, she's your mother, who you never dared doubt. But now we can see after all this that Cynthia was never able to give you up as you got older, and it led her down the path of jealousy.
But the fact that her behavior led her to trying to lock you in a hot shed on the hottest day of the year? I know I made it out of that situation okay. But what if she really had locked you in the shed instead of me?
Well, that's all in the past now, so let's not think about it anymore. Now, were you able to find the party poppers in there?
Yeah, I found them. I had a lot of time to go through everything and find them.
Well then, now that you and I are going to be living without your mom in our house, let's have a celebration! After that, instead of kicking Cynthia out of the house that we had been living in with her, both Kane and I ended up leaving the place and finding a new home. There, we started our new life together, away from her bullcrap. She tried to get us to stop leaving while we were there with a moving team taking all our things, but when she started to grab a hold of her son to physically stop him, Kane pushed her off and told her to never ever touch him again or he'd sue her himself as well. That last phrase from him was enough to get her to stop, and for the rest of our time in the house, she locked herself in her room to scream and cry. When it came to the court case against her, I was able to win it without a doubt in any of the jury's mind. The videos I had of her going into my room and ruining everything already had the jury in shock, but when she found the money and started jumping with joy after putting it all in her pocket, really got this huge look of disappointment from everyone. Cynthia herself was left sitting there next to her defense attorney as he tried to make up an excuse for all of that, but as he was about to say something, she fell over in her chair and began to bawl her eyes out. And so, in the end, I was able to get a large settlement from her for the money she had stolen. And not only that, but a restraining order placed on her as well so that I would legally never have to be within her presence ever again in my life. Cynthia ended up having to borrow money in order to pay me, and after that, both Kane and I cut ties to her. But that's not all for her, as this led to a lot of the town losing their faith in her as the city council leader, which then led to her fleeing the town. She was able to sell her house, but she wanted the money so badly that she sold the place for a very low price. About half of what the place was actually worth on the market, but that was how desperate she was to get out of everyone in town's sight. As of right now, I'm not sure how she's living when she has a lot of debt to pay off, but I hope she's not having to live in a dump or something now after that. I think that she was right about me having a little bit of rotten witch in me, and I think from here on, I might start working on fixing that. Although, that little bit of fight in me is what's helped me the most in life so far.
Carter, what do you think you're doing? Today is the day of your wife's funeral, of Kay's funeral, yet you...
So you think that just because this is my wife's funeral, I'm supposed to be the one handing my money over for it? I've already got my parents handing over some money for it, so that should be more than enough from us, right? I was never related to her by blood anyway, so who cares that I'm paying for it or not?
What kind of thinking is that? Have you gone completely mad or something? Your wife has just passed away and you're not going to do anything for her funeral? To show how much you loved her?
I had no other choice, all right? I don't even have the money right now. Look, when it comes to these dang funerals, they cost a lot more money than you think. So why should I have to borrow more money for something that's all ceremonial and nothing else?
But my family and your parents are all putting in money to help you not have to pay as much for it, right? However, you're choosing to just not do anything or even pay for anything when it comes to this funeral for her.
Shut up. My parents are already paying for part of this. And you could say that what they're paying is also partly from me, so stop this. And by the way, you have no right to be talking to me like that now. This is supposed to be your older sister's funeral, right? So stop pointing fingers at me trying to squeeze me dry and focus on taking care of what's important to you.
Why? Why did my sister ever end up with a man like you? There is no way she was blind to all of this.
Hey now, are you trying to speak poorly of the man your sister loves so dearly? Jeez, I'm pretty sure she's crying right now up in heaven having to see you speak to her husband like this.
Didn't you ever notice that for the longest time now she's wanted to be away from you? But the reason she couldn't is because when you started to take out all those loans, you wrote her name down on all the documents forcing her to stay with you.
Are you saying I only used her for that? I wasn't the one who forced her into signing those papers, you know. Stop trying to act like she was the victim or something. It'll make us all look bad. Also, the only reason I had to take out those loans was due to something that happened at work that I needed to pay off. I was blamed for something by one of the higher-ups, so don't be getting upset with me for not having any money. I myself am the victim in all of this.
But you forced my sister into having to be the one to repay all that debt you ended up in when it wasn't any of her business.
I did not force her into anything. I just never had the money in the first place, so she was my only choice at the time. And besides, she was able to break free from having to worry about all of that debt now that she's in another world, so I'm sure she's happy about that.
What? What the hell did you just say? You're a freaking mess.
Hey, are we done here? I have to go and take a look at all the money everyone has gifted me for this funeral.
You're the worst. Amy, I am so sorry that you had to deal with my brother's horrible behavior today when talking to him about your sister's funeral. I've been warning him so many times now about acting that way, but he just never wants to listen to anything I say. Huh? Is this you, Maria? What's wrong? You don't have to be apologizing to me over the way your brother acted. He is in control of himself, and as an adult should know better than to act like that. But this is going to be a very important funeral to all of your family, and yet my brother... But I'm trying to say that you are not in control of how your brother acts, so it's not your fault. I think you've been doing so well after all that's happened, so please don't apologize for a thing. And you and I are close enough now where you don't have to be so tight up when talking to me. Loosen up a bit there. Okay, but you and I never really text one another or anything, and you happen to be a bit older than me. I'm only 2 years older than you, Maria. I'm my older sister's little baby, and you're Carter's little baby, if that makes sense. We're both their little sisters, so we can relax when talking to one another. You can really let loose around me, all right? I hope you're not speaking to me like that because you're afraid of how I'm feeling after my sister passed away. No, it's not about that. I just didn't want to make you feel as though I was being rude to you, so thank you for clearing that up for me. But I think it'll take a little bit of time for me to fully relax. And that's all right. I know you've always been a very serious person regardless, so take your time. But just know that you can relax when you speak to me. And also remember that you do not have to apologize to me for the way your older brother behaves. That's just backwards in my opinion. Okay, thank you, Amy. So what are your parents thinking of doing? Right. To tell you the honest truth, all of us, my parents and I, have been wanting to cut ties to my brother for a long time now. But because of what happened to Carter at his job, well, it may take some time for something like that to really work out in our favor now. Ah, you're talking about how your brother was blamed for embezzlement by one of his higher-ups? That's right. We do think that in that case, my brother was not at fault for anything, and that he was the victim of one of his higher-ups' crimes. And now, Carter has had to deal with a lot of debt, so we would feel bad cutting ties with him now. We just have to wait until he's gotten himself back on track, and then we can do something about him. And there's also Josh that we have to think about. So, is this why, after something like that, your brother's been having your parents lend him money all the time for everything? I'm also talking about things like this funeral. Yeah, I have been trying to get him to stop asking us for money all the time, but I'm afraid of what he might do if we stopped sending him money. And when it comes to you and your parents, I wouldn't want our affairs to have an impact on your family and the funeral. I see. I'm so sorry. If only I was a little less scared of Carter, then this wouldn't have to be happening. I've always been soft when it comes to him, and every time he's do something wrong or makes stupid decisions, I just had to play along. Is that right? He really is one of the worst people ever. I've always been a little bit jealous of you because you're not afraid to stand up to him and say what's really on your mind. Sure, but to be fair, he never bothers to listen to what I have to say to him anyway, so... Just know that if you keep thinking you have to keep some kind of connection to him after the funeral, your lives will all continue to be hell. I also heard this from Carter, but it seems that he has himself a new girlfriend now. And, well, it seems he's going to be leaving us all and starting a new life with her. He has a new girlfriend? It's only been a few days since my sister passed away, though. I know this is hard to hear, but I think this is a good chance for all of us. There are a lot of things I'd like to look into. Things you'd like to look into? What do you think you're doing now? Leaving Josh in our yard like that and just running off?
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have you all take care of him now. You might have heard that I'm leaving town now, so I'd much rather have someone like you take care of him for me. You can do that for me, right?
What? What the hell are you going on about this time?
I really wanted to take him back to my parents to have them take care for him. But they were a little far from here, so it would have been a pain in the butt for me. So that's why I brought him over to my late wife's parents' place.
Do you have any idea what you're doing to your son right now, though?
Well, I'm leaving him with people that can raise him better than I can. I think that your sister would be far happier having her little sister handle the baby instead of a man like me, right?
Are you being serious?
Well, of course I am. I lost my wife, and having to raise that brat all on my own is impossible. I've left the little brat in your yard, so you and your family go ahead and raise him now.
You'd better not come back crying to us then.
You think I'd ever?
Well then, we'll take care of him. By the way, that girl sitting in the passenger seat of your car, was that your new girlfriend or something?
Ah, well, yeah. I'm back to being single again, so this is totally fine, right? Now, you have fun with the little run for me. Goodbye forever. Hey, how are things been going? This is Carter. Do you remember who I am at all?
What do you want from me now, after 5 years have gone by?
Well, look, my wife is saying that she really wants a kid, so I'm asking you to give the brat back. Now, hurry up and hand him back over to me.
You've only become more rotten since the last time we spoke.
He is my boy after all, so I have the right to do whatever I want with him. And after putting a little thought into it with my lady, we think he's better off being raised by his true parents. I'm sure you believe the same thing, right?
Someone like you would never be able to raise a child, so give it up.
Huh? I don't have any reason to give it up, do I? My wife is telling me that she wants to have a kid, but she doesn't want to go through the whole process of childbirth.
I don't care. You are not going to bring him back into your cruddy life just because your wife wants one.
I'm not the one bringing him back into anything. He's always been my little boy, right? If anything, you're the one who shouldn't be hanging on to him anymore. Do you have any idea how much of a monster you are for holding on to my boy when you're not even his real parent?
I think you'd better take a trip on over to the mental hospital, Carter. No matter what you have to utter, none of it makes sense to the mentally healthy.
Shut up. I'm going to be coming over to your house right now to get my boy. You get that brat ready to go with all of his things.
There's no point in you coming over here. It'll just be a waste of your time.
Hey, what the hell is that brat? Bring me the real thing.
What are you talking about? That kid happens to be the real deal. He's your son.
Liar! Then why the hell did he not recognize me or know a thing about me? I'm his gosh dang real father. What the hell did he mean when he said, "Who's that old man?" He shouldn't be saying that about his old man.
You threw him away when he was only 4 years old. And then you never once came back to see him for the past 5 years. You really think he's going to remember someone like you being his father? No way in hell.
Stop it with all this BS and bring me my real son. I'm the real father, and he'll be able to tell that when he sees me. I'm the one that little brat loves the most, and he'd never run from me. If you don't bring me my real son, I'm going to sue you. I'll tell the judge that you took my son, who I love so much, and are not giving him back to me.
Then tell me what his name is.
Huh?
You told me that as his father you love him so much, so you should be able to tell me what your son's name is, right? Although it is a bit strange that when you came to my house you didn't call him by his name. Don't tell me that you forgot the name of your only son who you said you loved so much.
His name?
You're telling me you love him, yet you don't remember his name? I've had enough of you. Tell me what kind of judge is going to listen to you and you can't even remember the name of your son you're trying to sue us over.
Sometimes I just happen to forget things is all. I'll remember his name when it becomes important to. I think his name is Bart. No, Bernard? Benson? I definitely think it's Bart. Wait, Benson sounds more like his name to me. Give me back Bernard right now.
His name is Josh, you idiot! Bart, Bernard, Benson, none of those were anywhere close. I'm sorry, but I taught him to never talk to strangers, so you won't ever get a word out of him. Now would you please go back home for me?
All right. I'll talk to you about all of this straight then. This is actually a very big chance for me.
Huh? What are you going on about now?
No, listen. Right now, YouTube is this huge thing to everyone, right? But when it comes to someone like me, I'm terrible on screen or with all that acting crap. That would be a total bore to everyone watching. So I was thinking of starting a series with this kid. And that should become a huge hit, making me loads of money.
Do you have any idea what you're saying right now?
People love to watch smart kids do cool things, right? Kids that are able to sing or kids that are able to do cool tricks on skateboards. If I can get him to do something like that and record it, we'd be rich. I'll be the producer for all of his videos and all he has to do for me is sing and act.
So you're telling me that you plan to use your own kid as a way of making you money?
As long as he's able to have one of his videos go viral, then we'd never have to worry about money again, right? It's a win-win for everyone. I've already come up with tons of ideas for what I want him to do. I'll even be willing to pay you 40% of whatever earnings we get from him. So come on now.
You have rotted to the core then. Not even you yourself has any clue of what you're saying to me right now. I'm about to get on my phone and talk to the police about this. So what do you want to do here?
Well then, I'm going to get my parents involved and have them handle this for me. Both my mom and dad are on my side, no matter what. Do you really want to have to deal with them both yelling at you?
So you still believe that after 5 years, your parents are your allies?
Well, of course they are. I'm their real son, after all. And on top of that, I'm a far better child to them than the Marla could ever be. When I stop by over at their place later, they will be so happy to see me. And I'm sure when I tell them about this, they're going to want me raising Josh again.
I don't think that's the case. All of us have already chosen to cut ties to you, Carter.
Huh?
We were just with Amy over at her place, and both Mom and Dad were there with her. We're still around, but she's gone to another room in the house now. I happen to have 3 days off, so the three of us decided to come here and see both her and Josh for the weekend.
Is that so? Well, then this is perfect timing for me. You go and tell that crazy woman to give me back my son right now. It'll be a 3 versus 1 in that house. And know that I plan to use a lot of money I make off of Josh to pay all of you guys back.
Did you not read what I just sent to you? We had all chosen to cut ties to you, and we did so 5 years ago.
Huh? Why would you cut ties with me, though?
We as a family could not accept you any longer as a part of us, especially when you left your son at Amy's parents' house to be taken care of by them while you ran away. Both Mom and Dad think the same thing about you.
I was just leaving Josh with someone to babysit for a little while, so what's the big deal here? Tell me where there was a problem with all of that.
It's the fact that you don't see any problems with that we can no longer see you as part of our family. And we don't want to have anything to do with your crazy idea of making money by using Josh.
Marla, you have really started to talk to me like you actually have a pair. Was that something you developed over the past 5 years? Well, remember, no matter how much you try to act tough and stand your ground, I'm your older brother. You were just my little sister, so you shut up and listen to every little thing I say. Yay.
I am no longer the same Maria I was in the past, Carter.
Huh?
I am no longer the Maria that will just go along with everything you do and never fight back. I forced myself to become stronger in order to protect Josh from people like you. So I am not going to let you have your way any longer.
Why are you trying to stand up to me like that? So much energy for nothing. You are still that weak little Marla to me that you were 5 years ago. If it wasn't for me, you would never have been able to make it this far anyway. I'm still helping you survive, even now, right?
In what ways? You're just talking out of your butt now because you know that you never amounted to anything in our family. All my life you've lied to us.
Huh? Lied? What did I lie to you all about?
I am talking about that whole problem in the past where you cried that you were being blamed for something you didn't do. Your higher-up blamed you for embezzling money from the company. Mom, Dad, and myself all know now that that was a huge lie from you so that we'd have no choice but to help you.
I was trying to figure out what you'd bring up. Tell me why the hell you think that I was lying about that back then.
All we had to do was look into it a little, and we found out the truth. You were just an awful employee there who hid all sorts of compliances, and that landed you in the doghouse. When we asked about the embezzlements that you were claiming had been blamed on you, they told us there was never any embezzling going on at the company. You lied to us, your own dang family, all to keep us handing you money because we all started feeling bad for you.
No, that was, I had no other choice back then. I had just gotten into a lot of debt and I needed money from somebody in order to pay it all off. But you didn't have to worry about that anymore. Once I have Josh, I can start making money off of him, and I'll hand all of that money that I borrowed back to you all.
Let me tell you right now, you left us with written out IOUs that we have in our hands right now. And you know better than any of us about them because you signed them.
Wait, are you actually planning on getting that money back from me right now? I get that I signed them, but come on. I'm a part of the family, all right? You can't just start attacking me like that for my money.
We can no longer let you get away with that kind of rotten way of thinking anymore. We are going to get every penny that we gave you back using this IOU. None of us are happy with you, and we sure as hell aren't going to play nice anymore.
Marla, what the hell happened to you? I remember you being such a kind little sister to me before. Why do you want to harass me like that?
I told you already, right? I've changed, and I've changed a lot. I knew that someday you'd be coming back to us more rotten than you were 5 years ago, and I had to be ready. I picked up the sword and shield in this family, and now I'm going to protect it from monsters like you.
For Christ's sake. I get it now. I'll promise to get him a nanny or something. Yeah, how does that sound to you? I'm sure you don't want me to be the one raising him, right? So I'll make sure to have a nanny at home to care for him, taking care of all of our problems.
You really have no clue about your situation, do you? I am not wanting to talk about who raises Josh right now.
What do you want to complain about now? You're the one that's trying to steal my son from me. Please, Amy. Right now, my parents are trying to get tens of thousands of dollars from me. If I don't have a way to make any money, things would go south for me real fast.
The fact that you only see Josh as a way of making money, it's revolting.
I've heard a little secret about you. You happen to be infertile, right? Just because you are a defect and can't make a baby of your own, does it mean you can use my son in place of something you can't have?
I'm not using him for anything. You handed him off to me years ago because you didn't want him. Also, he happens to think of me as his mom, and he even calls me Mom. You think you can just take him away from his mother by force? Do you know how badly that'll mess him up?
You can't even give birth to a child, so you're never going to become a true mother. Take a look at your reality for a change.
I am not using Josh in any way, and I would never use someone else's kid to make up for the fact that I can't birth my own.
No, but you were doing just that. Confess to it. I know that deep down, you don't give a crap about what happens to Josh. Just as long as he's with you, so you can fill that void of never being a true mother.
There's no way.
You know that yourself, don't you? You don't love that brat any. You love only yourself, and that's why you're willing to steal my child for it. What the hell, you think you can come and punch your own brother like that? You're insane.
I told you before, right? I've become a lot stronger now in order to protect my family.
Wait. I thought you were just talking about your mental strength is all then. I never thought you'd ever physically make yourself stronger like that.
I knew that you were never going to give up on this. Seeing you try to break in and steal Josh out of Amy's arms like that by force. And Amy couldn't defend herself because she's so sad about something you said to her.
I'm never going to give up on the one thing that'll make me money. I'm going to get Josh back from you all. This is the last thing that I do.
Just give up already. You're already being taken into custody by the police now, so it's over for you.
Huh?
You broke and entered into someone's house to assault them. The police are aware of that now and are on their way to come get you. Also, there was something that happened at an old job that ended up getting you fired from the doghouse. And that's the fact that you did embezzle from them. It just seems that the company didn't want to tell us anything about it back then.
No. Hold on just a minute. Are you actually going to let the police take away your older brother?
And that's why I told you that everyone has already cut ties to you. If you have an issue with that, you can always come back here and complain. I'll make sure to be waiting for you.
You wouldn't. Please, Marla, I really need money right now, and being taken away by the police would only raise the amount on my bill. I can't have that happening to me when I'm already neck deep in debt.
I'm looking forward to this. Goodbye forever now.
Wait a second.
Amy, how much longer are you going to be down like that? You don't have to be worried about something a rotten soul like that said to you, okay? But he might be right about everything he said to me. I really want to be a mom, and maybe that's why I've been holding on to Josh this long. What are you talking about, Amy? He was the one that forced you to take Josh, right? But really, I should have had your mom or dad take Josh and care for him these past 5 years. The only reason I took him in and raised him as my own was probably all for my own ego. Yesterday, when you weren't around, I had a one-on-one talk with Josh. He told me he's so happy to have you as his mom. He told me that 2 times, actually. Really? Josh has told me that in school, other kids will tease him for not having his own dad. But he always tells all the other kids that he is a strong and amazing mom at home, so he doesn't need a dad. He tells that to all those kids all the time. Really? To Josh, you are one of the best mothers a child could ever ask for. And I think he thinks of you as his true mother. So if you want for him to continue being happy, then you are going to have to keep being his mother. So please do that for him. Please continue being his strong and amazing mom. Understood. Thank you for telling me that, Marla. No problem. After all, if it wasn't for how you handled the situation 5 years ago, I would have never become as strong and independent as I am now. Finally, I'm able to speak for myself and do what I want. It's because I had you to be jealous of, I was able to change my ways and become a better woman. That's really great to hear. But there is still one thing you haven't changed
going to stop acting so strict and relax a little around me. After that, Carter had tried to run from the police, but they were able to catch up to him and take him into custody. He ended up confessing to both breaking and entering into my home and trying to assault me, which led to him having to pay a lot of fines and a settlement to me. And as of right now, he has to be on parole, which I'd say is a lot better than the path he could have been on after that court hearing. I heard that originally the judge wanted him to sit in jail for what he'd done to me and everyone else at my house, especially when it had to do with him trying to steal Josh. But learning that he was in an incredible amount of debt, the judge thought he'd be better off being tracked by the parole officers while finding himself a job where he could start making back some of that money. I'm not really sure if he'll be able to find a job since his work ethic is zero, and he has a really bad name for himself in this town now, but I guess he's at least tied to the officers in case he does get into trouble again. And if all this wasn't enough for him, though, the moment his new wife heard about what had happened, she grabbed all her things and money and ran. This must be why Carter was so hell-bent on getting Josh and making money off of him. His relation to that woman was nothing but a shallow mess, and I'm sure even she only cared about money, much like him. It really makes me wonder if she was in on all of this too, or if she really just wanted a kid but didn't want to have to deal with childbirth. I guess that's why there's something called adoption for reasons like that. But we'll never really know what was going on with her besides that she ran off on Carter. As of right now, there is no one around Carter willing to help him out at all, and not even a single person wants to go and talk to him. He has another court hearing soon for his parole, and they might decide to let him loose if he continues to be a good boy. But that's really only if he can get that job the judge asked for him to do and starts paying off all the debt he's in now. As for myself, I've made it clear that Josh will be my son for the rest of my life. And with the help of Marla, her parents, and my own parents, I'll be the single legal mother of Josh. I actually ended up going to the courthouse and was able to get legal custody of him. When they found out about Carter's situation and learned that I'm the little sister of Josh's mom, they had no reason to say no to making him my true son. There will be a lot more tough roads ahead for us, but as long as I know Josh is happy and safe, then so am I.
Faith, you're going to be coming to the family and friend get-together soon, right? And when you come, you are going to help me out a lot, right?
Good evening, Shari. Of course I'll be coming to the gathering to help out. But recently my belly has grown a lot in size, so perhaps this time I won't be able to help you out as much as I had been the last time I was over. But I'll do whatever I can to help you and all the family out while they're over. So please, go about things as normal.
Huh? What are you going on about?
What? What do you mean? What am I going on about?
Are you trying to use your pregnancy as a way of getting out of doing your job as my son's wife?
Excuse me?
Do you think that just because you are pregnant, you don't have to do anything now? You'd better get that kind of spoiled thinking out of your head right now, you idiot.
I never said that I wasn't wanting to do any work because of my pregnancy, though.
But you made sure it seemed like that's what you wanted to say, right? Your belly is too big now, so you can't help me out at this gathering. Since when did you think I wanted to listen to you talk back to me like that? If you keep that kind of back-talking behavior up, I'm going to have my son divorce you.
Shari, I think you're taking what I've said a little too far. It's not even a joke anymore when you say that you'd make your son divorce me like that.
And that's because I wasn't joking about it, Faith.
I'm telling you I'll be fine by the time the gathering starts. I will be there to help you as much as I physically can. It will be a bit harder for me to do all of the things I'd done before, but I'll make sure to get what needs to get done, done. All the cleaning and cooking that I'm normally doing already.
Is that so? Well then, you should have been saying it like that from the start. If by this weekend you're still trying to slack off from doing your work, I am not going to go easy on you, and it will not be forgiven.
I never meant any of that as a way of telling you I'd want to slack off, and I still have no plans to, all right? Anyway, I look forward to seeing you and the rest of the family and friends this weekend. Everyone that's been invited is going to be there, right?
Of course they all will be. This is a part of the memorial, after all. You really thought that some of them wouldn't be showing up for one of the most important events? You absolute dunce. Are you brain dead or something even?
I'm sorry. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone this weekend then.
Faith, I'm planning on coming to the memorial this weekend, okay? It has been so long since I was last able to see you in person. How have you been doing? I'm going to be bringing some cucumbers that I've grown in my garden, so I hope you'll eat some of them.
Ebony, it's been too long. I plan on eating up as many of those cucumbers as I can. I actually really love them a lot.
That's great to hear then. I'll make sure to bring a bunch of them to the event then. You happen to be pregnant right now, right, Faith? How far along are you now?
I've just started taking maternity leave from work now, and I'm going to be close to my 9th month of carrying the baby.
That must mean that your stomach is huge now after having that baby in you for so long. Remember that in your final month before the expected date, you should take things very easy and get yourself lots and lots of rest.
Thank you so much for thinking about me. Have you been doing all right yourself, Ebony? Aaron has said he's really looking forward to seeing you this weekend again after such a long time away. He said that he hasn't had much time to come out and see you, so this will be huge for him.
Well, I'm sure he's really missed me a lot. Aaron was always attached to his grandma the most, and I'm sure he still is. After he was kicked out of his mom's place even, he would come over to my house a lot.
But Shari happened to take great care of Aaron as well when he was younger, right?
Well, your mother-in-law happens to be a very moody person, so I'm not sure how often she was really caring for Aaron. Some might say she spoiled him, but others would say she never really bothered with him, and that's probably why she ended up kicking him out.
Well, I can see that being the case. I'll make sure to remember that you think of her as a moody person as well.
I'm so happy that my grandson was able to have someone as nice and stable as you to come to his side and become his lovely wife. Please make sure to keep loving one another a whole bunch.
Hearing something like that from you makes me really warm and happy. Once I've had the baby and things have calmed down a bit, I promise to bring the baby over to see you and play.
I never thought that I'd ever have the chance of having a great grandbaby, but here we are. Oh, it makes me so cheerful. You are such an angel, Faith. I hope you really know that, all right? All you have to do is last another month or so with the baby, and you can finally go back to having a smaller waist again. Just make sure you don't overdo anything for a little bit, as there is no reason to. Just being pregnant in the first place is a very difficult job. You don't need to be doing anything else.
I'm glad you see it that way. I'll make sure to take it easy.
I'm sure come this weekend. My daughter is going to try and get you to help out during the event, but I'm telling you right now, it's 100% okay to tell her no. Back when she was pregnant, she didn't do a dang thing for anyone. So I think it's only fair you catch a break.
Wait, she really didn't do anything? That's a lot different from what she was telling me before.
What do you think you are doing right now? You come to me right now. You told me that you'd be coming here to help, so let's get going and get to work.
What? Aaron and I said to you before that we'd be arriving at 11 a.m. together.
Huh? Why do you think you get to slack off when you're my son's wife? Your job as his wife is to be here even before he arrives and start getting things prepared for everyone.
I'm sorry, but that wasn't the plan we had made before.
I don't give a crap whether you made plans to be here at 11 a.m. with him or not. To me, you are already 2 hours late now, and I will not forgive you if you come any later.
Wait, I never planned on being there later than was expected of me.
I'm not going to sit here and listen to all these excuses anymore. I've had enough of you trying to blame everything on you being pregnant. You stop it with all this crap about wanting to slack off and get your butt here now.
All right, I'll be there soon. I'm sorry for causing you all this trouble.
Hey, you! Where did you run off to?
I'm in the hospital now to make sure there was no serious damage done to the baby. I'm having a CT scan done. I'm in a lot of pain and am very worried about what might have been done.
Huh? The hospital? Why would you go all the way to the hospital for something like that? I'm really not messing around anymore, so hurry it up and get back here. There is no time to dilly-dally when the family needs you here to help care for everyone.
What are you talking about, Shari? Do you have any idea what you done to me a little bit ago? I could sue you for assaulting me like that. I cannot believe that my own mother-in-law would resort to violence over nothing.
You sitting down in that chair while at a very important family event is far more crazy than what I had to do to you. I am very busy right now, and it's your job to help me at all times ensure the family is taken care of. Yet you went ahead and tried to slack off, so I had to teach you a very swift and heavy lesson.
You say that I sat down in that chair, but it was only for a mere second before you hit me. And that's not even my concern right now. I have the right to sit down when I need to, yet as I had just sat down, you turned around and hit me right in the stomach while I am 8 months pregnant with my child. That's what's crazy about all of this.
The only one crazy is you, Faith. You have no frickin' common sense, do you? The most useless wife I've ever seen in my life.
Common sense? I'm the one that lacks common sense here? So you think it's common sense to hit a woman in the stomach when she's pregnant because she didn't stay standing up?
You are my son's wife, and you remain standing all day? That is common sense.
I know you're a little bit ticked off right now, but you're saying that a wife must always be standing? What kind of crap is that? I have never heard about some kind of rule like that in my life. What I've heard a lot more about is that you should never resort to violence. That's the only rule, or I guess common sense, I'm aware of in this world. So tell me, who happens to have the more crazy idea here?
Do you think you're in the right position to be talking back to your mother-in-law like that?
If you continue to try and act as though I have no rights when around you, then you're going to really start pissing me off.
What's even worse is you didn't even try sitting on the floor. You sat in a chair. That right there is pretty much like you committing a crime. That's how messed up that was.
I really have no clue what is going on in your head right now, Shari. But I recommend you stop talking to me like that right now. I'd like to know why you haven't started thinking about how screwed up what you did to me was. You should be saying sorry to me. So please apologize for what happened and I might just forgive you.
The only one needing to apologize right now is you. Seriously. You are going to start embarrassing your husband if you keep all this up. He might start thinking about twice about you then. So you better not ever act out of line like that again by sitting down while on the job. That punch was me reminding you what you are supposed to do and does not require you to go to any hospital.
Reminding me? You're telling me that punching me in the stomach was to remind me not to sit down? I can see there's no point in talking to you about this anymore if you're going to think of what you did to me like that. I no longer feel as though I need to waste my time trying to understand your completely screwed up mentality.
Maybe you just need to put a little bit of thought into your head, and you'd be able to understand me. You thought sitting in that chair as the wife of my son during one of the most important days in his family was the right decision? I hit you in the belly in order to teach you a lesson, and you going to the hospital for it is not allowed.
Well then, I guess it's my turn, right?
Huh?
Shari, you seem to think you're the queen of this event, huh? Acting like that? Well, you never act that way in front of me.
What? Who is this?
This would be your mother-in-law.
What? Ebony? There's no way this could be you right now. Stop fooling around with me right now, Faith.
I came to the hospital to bring Aaron with me so we could see how Faith is doing. I was fed up with being over at your house after what I had to witness take place.
What? Ebony, you were able to come to the memorial today then?
And right as I opened the front door to come in, I saw you punching Faith in the stomach as she took a seat. You understand what you did to her today was completely unacceptable, right?
What? Is this really you then, Ebony? What? Why are you using Faith's phone to text me right now?
Well, I was watching you in her text, but I had really had enough of watching you act like a total witch to her. You have really done it this time, Shari. What kind of hate do you have towards Faith that would make you act in such a monstrous way? Do you not care about your important little grandchild? That baby happens to be my great-grandbaby and someone I never thought I'd be around to see. If something happens to the baby because of you, what are you going to think then?
I'm sorry, but you really don't have to be that upset with me. This is all a misunderstanding on your part, I think.
Not my part. Then tell me then, what was it that I misunderstood? Explain it to me right now so I can comprehend why it was okay for you to hit Faith. Because as far as I'm aware, you only hit her because she needed to sit down and relax a little. If that's a misunderstanding on my part, then I must need to get my eyes checked.
At the time, I didn't think you'd be there to see what was going on to do to her. But what I had done was a way of teaching her what to do as my Aaron's wife.
So that was a lesson, huh? I'm amazed. You think violence is the right way to teach someone? I suppose that's why your son never really liked being around you then. You must have used violence as a way of getting him to do as you asked. My poor grandbaby.
I would never do that to Aaron. You know better than I do that he was my favorite little baby. I would never ever lay a hand on him, not even for teaching purposes. I'm telling you, I have never.
Is that so? Then that must mean this wasn't about teaching Faith a lesson or reminding her of anything.
Huh?
Right now, Faith is your son's wife, and she is carrying their first child. Yet you are telling me you punched her, assaulted her, in order to teach her a lesson about how to be his wife? You are a terrible human being, Shari.
Ebony, you have it all wrong here. I'm telling you the truth. Can you please believe me?
Just thinking that I had not seen what you did to her today, your acts of violence would only get worse and would probably cause even more serious damage to her. That scares me. Know that I'm not going to forgive you for what you've done today. You'd better be prepared for what awaits you tomorrow, okay?
Ebony, please. Don't say anything scary like that right now. I will make sure to come and see you so that I can get down on all fours and apologize to you.
There is no reason for you to be coming to me and apologizing on all fours. I think you know who you have to apologize to right now, correct?
Faith, why have you done that?
I'm still wondering the same thing about what you did yesterday, since you didn't do a good enough job explaining yourself.
You went and tattled on your own mother-in-law like that? What is wrong with you? Now because of you, my mother-in-law's upset with me and I'm embarrassed. You think you can turn Ebony against me like that? Also that you can slack off as a wife?
I happen to know that you are very afraid of your mother-in-law, and that's why I got her to help me deal with you. So I made sure she was there before I sat down. On purpose.
Huh? What did you just say to me?
It's amazing how well the timing worked out for me. We'd already been talking about how you'd probably try to overwork me today, and so Ebony was ready to see what kind of crap you'd pull. But to think you'd punch me right in the gut for it? I'm glad she was able to witness that the moment she opened the door.
Are you really Faith? I never thought someone like you would ever do something so sly as have me punch you on purpose.
Well, I had a change of heart after I saw that you were never going to change. And everything you've said and done to me up to that point really pissed me off. This was all coming for you because this was all your fault. So please, just give up now and take the L. Now, did you come back to talk to me so that you could try to blame me even more for your lack of common sense? What happened to you coming to me to apologize?
Excuse me?
I thought when you were crying to Ebony, you made it seem like you'd be coming to me to apologize on your hands and knees, right? I mean, that's what Ebony had asked you to go and do. I understand that I wasn't around to witness her saying that in person, but I have looked at the texts you sent her while she was using my phone, and she said you needed to come and apologize to me. If you're not planning to apologize to me right now, then I'll go get your mother-in-law again and let her know that you're too far gone. Would you like me to do that again? I can tell her right now that you have not done anything to apologize to me.
You wait a second. Why do you know all about that?
I just told you.
But today, I've already been embarrassed enough. She came back to the house after seeing you in the hospital and hit me in the gut asking me how it felt. And everyone else sat there and watched as I fell to the ground coughing. None of them are even taking my side now. She's even got my own son going against me now.
You're surprised by all of that? Their reactions are all totally right, you know?
Huh? Why do you say that?
What you did to me in front of the rest of the family and friends has really made them upset. There are others that didn't see what you did to me, but they've heard about it by now, I'm sure. I'm sure Ebony has told them about it, and everyone knows that Ebony is not the type of person to ever lie. So this is it for you, Shari. It's over.
What do you mean it's over? What are you trying to say to me?
I'm trying to tell you that now is your last chance to think about all the wrongs you've done to me and apologize for them. I'm not going to forgive you for any of what you've done, but at least this way you're showing everyone you at least have a small amount of common sense. I don't even want to look at your face anymore, and I think I'm going to cut ties with you after today.
Huh? What do you mean you're going to cut ties to me? Do you plan on never coming back to my house again to help me out?
I would have to see your face again, so I'm afraid not. If you were to leave the place while I go over, then sure, I'll help out there.
I have no reason to be leaving my own house. It's where I live.
Well, then I'm not going back to that house ever again. That's it. I've told that to Aaron as well, and he's agreed with me on this one.
You're telling me Aaron agrees with you? So then Aaron is on your side as well?
You seem to still not get what's happened here, Shari. You decided to hate me for no good reason and started to harass me because of your hate. So the reason for everyone hating you now is because you never quit acting like a 5-year-old. And guess what? You can continue to act like that all you want, but not a single person in this family is going to be on your side anymore. To be honest, I was just going to let you keep treating me like crap. But then you made things a whole lot worse by threatening the life of my baby. That baby is Aaron's baby as well. Don't you think it's fair that he hates you for what you've done, just like everyone else in the family?
But, hold on a second. Cutting ties to his own mother?
I don't think he wants a parent around that thinks it's okay to threaten the life of his not even born baby. And even if it wasn't our baby's life that was endangered, you still assaulted me.
I never endangered anyone.
Who the heck do you think is going to believe that now? In reality, you wanted me to be hurt after something like that.
Hurt? I would never want you to hurt you or the baby. You're being overdramatic about all this.
You sent me to the hospital after what you did. Do you think I went there for fun or something? Because if that's what you think, then perhaps it's time I called the police and let them hear about this.
All right. I messed up a lot this time. But there's no way you guys could cut ties to me after something like this. I am Aaron's mother and your mother-in-law. I was just upset that you thought you could use your pregnancy as an excuse to sit around all day doing nothing.
Jesus, I'm going to tell it to you straight. You are absolutely screwed in the head.
Excuse me?
No, excuse me, witch. I heard all about you from your mother-in-law. Back when you were pregnant with Aaron, you never did a single thing for anyone in the house besides yourself. And that goes for doing anything at all for the family. All you did was sit on the couch or in bed asking everyone to help you. And you forced Ebony to have to come over and help out with chores and the cooking because you wouldn't move.
Well, that's because I didn't feel very good.
And there are people that end up not feeling very good, so I understand. But tell me, why do you think I don't get a chance to slack off and sit around now that I'm pregnant? If you could never grow the pair needed to do any of the chores or cooking while you were pregnant, don't force another woman to do it when she's pregnant. The way you've gone and rotted away all these years has really pissed me off and caused your whole family to hate you.
Aren't you going a little overboard now? Back in my day, things were a bit different.
I don't give a crap about how things were back then. I know for a dang fact that things were a lot harder for Ebony back when she was a pregnant woman, so you just shut it. But look at this. Ebony understands my pregnancy more than you, even though she had it far worse. Ebony's really been treating me so well, even though she never had it easy herself. Like any grandma would do for their grandkid.
Well, she was strict to me back in the day. You have no idea how bad I had it back then.
And I don't need to understand how hard things were for you then, because I know they do not compare to how terrible you've been treating me. And from what Ebony told me, the reason for her being so strict with you is because you were actually a bad wife. I'm not sure what all you did that made her think of you as a bad wife, but I might be able to make some good guesses. But it doesn't matter to me anyway, because you and I are done. I am tired of dealing with someone who cries as much as you do about absolutely nothing. And look, you won't have to cry anymore because I'll be gone. So this is finished.
Are you still going on about cutting ties to me? Saying something like that to me doesn't make me feel good at all. I was planning on helping you raise my grandbaby soon even.
If I left my baby with you, all you'd do is hit them. You are never, ever coming around my baby.
Why would I ever do something like that to them? You can trust that I won't. Even my own husband is starting to get upset with me now over this. Faith, please. He's saying that if you and I can't make up, he's going to make my life hell.
I don't care, and I think you deserve it after today. Now I've had enough. I am not wasting any more of my time talking to someone I hate. There's nothing more for me to gain here, so goodbye.
I will apologize to you, okay? You and I can make peace now, all right? I don't want my friends and family hating me forever, Faith.
Nope. I think it's totally deserved that everyone hates you now, especially since you asked for all of it. If you really want to apologize for all of this, then send me a video of you on your hands and knees saying sorry to me 300 times. But remember, even then, I'm not going to forgive you for what you've done. In the end, everyone in the family stuck to supporting Faith and not batting an eye towards Shari. And not too long after that memorial, they all began to cut ties to her and leave her for dead. This was then followed by Ebony, her mother-in-law, giving her a good talking to as her last words for her. And then her husband said if she doesn't change her behavior soon, he'll divorce her. Shari started to get really worked up over this and looked for ways to apologize to Faith for everything, but that obviously wasn't going to work. And even after having her baby, Faith has never let Shari see it, not even a picture. Faith did, however, let Ebony come and see her baby after she gave birth to it, and this made Ebony so happy that she had tears rolling down her face. Faith is living so much better now with everyone, since Shari is no longer able to reach them. And to be fair, it's best that Shari just vanished for good. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.